What's up, Internet? So, I had someone write me a few years ago that, what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence, who played the Archer girl in Hunger Games. I had someone tell me she was my soulmate. I ignored it for a few years and she got pregnant. First off, I'm nephew director Pinky and the Brain Animaniacs. I have, I'm definitely well known. My art show has been noticed by people and they know who I am, etc. Um, so I could have been her guy. She's never told me anything personally. I've never met her. She's definitely funny. Chris Pratt, I think is Chris Pratt. It's such a bad name. I love him that he broke up with Anna Faris to date Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter. Like, what a weird. Yeah. Um, but I want to talk about timed events. One of the reasons I hate this universe and this life is the timed events. So things take forever and you have to do them exactly on time. It's terrible. I've never felt like the universe had leeway, like I want to exist for a while and just find out. Actually, impossible. You're denied. You have to get it on before your body rots, um, which is hard. So yeah, Jennifer Lawrence and me. Um, it could have happened. I have the social background where I would have been an appropriate mate for her. I have meritable qualities. I'm hot enough. I feel like she's funny enough. The major knocks against it is nothing formally ever happened. The other major knock against it is I have denied wanting to have kids, and it's because I don't trust the government. So it would, even if it had happened, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. It's true as a guy. When you are sperm empty, you don't exist. Invisible. I don't care. It's like that. But when you're like banking, when it's been weeks or months, all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, hey, who are you? Oh, wow, who's this person?" And it's because it's about one thing: reproduction. Because you don't have long, you will fall apart and die so fast. And the only people who exist come from former breeders. That it's really that's what it's about. So yeah, I like in video games. I hate timed events. Hate them. I would have been a good match for J Law because I like J Law. You see that? Oh man, maybe it was destined to not work. But yeah, I had someone write me online. It went out of nowhere to say, "Let me show you your soulmate," and it was all pictures of Jennifer Lawrence. And then it was like they're like telling me this, and this was a few years before she got pregnant. So maybe if I had been like, "Oh yay, I'm gonna go meet her," maybe something would have happened. But I didn't. I was like, whatever. But it's interesting her connection with Hunger Games, which is what I talk about, the secret government. Hunger Games is basically about a class of people segregated by legal status. They're known as just better than everybody else. And, also kind of like my family has a tie with like anorexia, circumcision and anorexia. Like my oma is an incredibly emaciated woman by choice. She eats like a salad a day and runs for 4 hours. Insane. I can't physically do that, And my mom is also a stern dieter. My family, when they have something nice to say they lost weight. When they have something nice to tell you, they tell you you lost weight. To me, it's crazy. To me, that's insane and unhealthy. Um, so, yeah. So for J Law to be involved in the Hunger Games and to have been an archer, I'm a quadruple Sagittarius, 4X Sag, Sun and Moon, which is the archer, right? I've played Skyrim probably about 1,000 hours, and 98% of those were stealth archer. I can't. Magic sometimes, melee and never. I made it into a melee playthrough like 2 dungeons, and I was done. Never touched it again. Not interested. I don't mind giving an NPC tanking gear. I don't mind giving another NPC, like dual swords. But me doing it, I'm gonna stand in their face? Nah, never. Um, so definitely like people who hardline warriors as primary masculinity. It takes everybody. It does. Not everybody needs to be in the boss's face taunting it. Some people are really strong not being noticed and being in the back. It's not because they're cowards, it's because that's what their style is, you know what I mean? Yeah. I ducked out of a fight once. I had somebody call me out on the street, and I look up and he's got witnesses. And I'm like, I leave because I know trailer park tactics. If you lose, you say he started it, and if you win, now your buddies have something to laugh about. So I just ducked it. I was like, I'm not playing this. So, and it was immediately when I walked, he was like, "Where are you going?" And he like moved with me. I saw this. He's a lot shorter than I am, and a lot like skinny. I'm an army veteran. He has never left this small town in his life. I would have destroyed him, but I don't know if he has a knife or a gun. And it's just like I ducked it because I was like, I don't know who you are. I don't physically feel like fighting somebody I don't know. So, and I know as a tactician that if somebody gets the ambush on you, break it. You don't know the details of the ambush. You don't know everything that was brought. Break it. And I did. And I walked away without any consequence from that day. So, yeah. It's a trash planet tactic. Hey, I'm going to get a bunch of witnesses, so if he wins, we could say he started it, and then if he fucking loses, you have someone to, yeah. It's dumb. I don't care enough about people I don't know to sit there. Oh, yeah, and I saw, too, this guy has twins. This guy has, like, 3 or 4 twin brothers, but, like, angry, like, rat pack how they fight each other. They look identical and live in the same town, and they are brothers. They're all related. So, um, imagine being that type of fighting where you're always battling with people your size and shape. Yeah. So anyway, um, yeah. So I'm more of like a stealth archer type person. I do things like I send letters. I'll send letters and postcards to people with primary information, interesting stuff. Not everyone knows I do that. Not everyone sees what it says. Doesn't mean it's not important. So, yeah. I don't play the barbarian class. I'm fine with dropping a bomb from a distance. No problems with that. Um, yeah. Yeah, if somebody gets the never fight the enemy on the battlefield of the enemy's choosing because they're gonna stack it in their favor because they're cowards. They basically nobody's gonna like Jake Paul. They're not gonna do a fair fight over ego. They're just not. They're gonna make sure they win, and so they have some tactic like a taser, or they're armed. I'm not gonna engage in a fight with a lookout in trailer park land because I know how that works. I know that tactic. So yeah, in J Law. Um, it's interesting that she was an archer in the Hunger Games. So you're talking about people who forced, like Rachel Rising killed herself with anorexia, and she always had a Bible. Eugenia Cooney is dying, and she always has a Bible. So yeah, she's always going to mass in church. Which those okay, so the people who circumcised babies did it so that other people so that their dicks were bigger. And those are the same people who invented telling little girls they had to diet. She's going to be a mom. She needs a store of energy. My mom's first kid died. She was too fucking skinny. The baby said, "Where's the energy to live?" and withered inside of her. Um, you know, my I encouraged my mom to gain weight after I was born, and my brother is healthier and taller than I am, because she was fatter. So, yeah, this whole idea that like, look at how the African savannah works. When it's time to eat, the animals snarl at each other and fight over who gets the food. Same thing with society talking about who should eat. You should lose weight, God said. You've been having too much food, the Creator told me. If you're not getting it, you're going to believe him. And if there's been like obedience checks before, like people who weren't obedient to the scriptures got purged, then yeah, you're going to have like fainting goats. Make sure she diets. 10 generations later, they're going to kill themselves dieting. It's sad. It's one of the reasons I call it Trash Planet, and I hate the Creator. I hate the Creator. I think the Creator made more than they can care for. I think they just they were so interested in impressing their victims with how big it was that it's all eat worlds and genital mutilation because you just can't watch it all. The entity behind everything, if there is one, basically is incompetent due to its size. You're telling me it knows the story of every ant? Impossible. It is impossible. It wouldn't be cognizant of the details that matter, right? So, yeah, me and J-Law, soulmates. Um, I don't know. I ended up rejecting the law. The idea that you have to obey words no matter what, to me, was a hoax. Is they got one on you. Um, the connections between her and the Hunger Games and archery are pretty strong. I find that interesting. Being quadruple Sagittarius, preferring archers, and dealing with like the secret government who forced anorexia. Yeah, at Hunger Games, I can see that. But after being told she was my soulmate, I don't know who told me. I don't know if it was her, some one of those internet psychics looking for some cash. I have no idea. Um, the AI. Uh, she is now with somebody, which I wouldn't do. Hey, I want to have a baby. I'd say no. I want to fight the government. Yeah, let's do that. Because we're talking about the Gold Empire. We're not talking about anybody you've ever voted for. It's nobody you know. Um, yeah, I would do that. But like, let's make more people. I think you're stupid. I think you've missed the signs of what time it is, and you're just making torture victims. You know, one of the reasons I told you this was the only place in the cosmos is that if you know there's other start opportunities, you wouldn't be so committed to this one. So this is where I get into what's called Hate's Gambit. It's something I invented. If there is no reincarnation, I didn't pass off trash, right? I didn't give away garbage. If there is reincarnation, I'm going to do better working for the common good more than just making more people just cuz. So, yeah. Is it a win-win scenario? No, it's got a lot of pain, but it's in response to pain. Hate's Gambit comes from a painful start. Yeah, it comes from a painful, brutal beginning. So, yeah, if there is no reincarnation, if when I die I truly am dead, if the person speaking and thinking disappears as my body rots, then by not breeding, I didn't give away trash. And by working toward the common good, eternal pleasure body, AI spaceship core, people that live forever for free and like it, by working toward that, I had someone tell me I was stupid yesterday. I was like, self-generated energy fields. And he's like, you're an idiot. He looked like the ultimate neckbeard. He looked like the neckbeard boss. But anyway, but I go, Plasma Channel has static field generators. He uses some liquids congealed into a solid. It's got no metal parts, and it generates static fields enough to pull water it can pull a water stream toward it. So you have magnets that work toward metal. You have a static field generator that works toward all other objects, plants, of course, hair, water, right? Are you close to having things that generate electricity? I know the government has that already. That you find electric rocks. It's just since the government are mining lords, they're crazy about that, and that's their secret. They have that. You're not allowed. But if you can do a liquid that generates a static field, then you can definitely have a object that generates electricity. Its innate qualities is electricity comes off of it. It's not a battery you have to fill. It generates power. Yes, that's possible. But I got called stupid because I thought it. I thought it and someone else couldn't see how it was possible and they thought I was dumb. So, yeah. It's true the religion is man-made because it's a hoax. It's also true that, yeah, I don't know. Was Jennifer Lawrence my soulmate? No, because of the law. I think the law thing would have been canceled. I wouldn't. I would have never reproduced with her. Would have never had kids. I'm another Chris. So, I don't know who wrote me. I suspect it was her. I just for some reason was like it was either her or an internet psychic or something. But yeah, it is interesting her connection with archery, which I am very much think is interesting and awesome, and the Hunger Games, which I'm the kids of anorexics. I hate them. I do. Anorexics are mean. It makes no sense. Hey, I have to wither away so dot 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 because I'm like a fainting goat. The government wouldn't approve my existence if I wasn't this way. It's sad. I hate it because I remember the misery of being their kids. Her first kid died in the womb. It didn't have enough energy. Same thing with Megyn Kelly. All of those like ultra thin people, their children die in the womb because they don't have any energy. Can you imagine you starved your baby to death? Your baby got canceled by your body because you don't eat enough. The people who told you you should circumcise, and you did circumcise everybody. People had to run from circumcision to escape it. They had to challenge the law to defeat circumcision. Also, we're told you had to fast and look like Jesus. So it's because the government's worried you're going to eat all the food. Hey, I need you to do all the work and don't eat too much too. It's like that comic, No Take Only Throw. I want you to throw the ball, but I'm not going to give it to you. Please throw the ball. I don't want to let it go. That's the government. 1,000%. Do all the work and you can have nothing. I need you to suffer and pay attention, please. Welcome to hell, trash planet. Don't let a chimpanzee. Imagine a chimpanzee in the zoo designing society. He'd be like, I get it all. You can work for me from dawn till dusk. More bananas for me. You have to call me the Holy One. I get a funny hat. Yeah. Hope it gets better one day. I really do mean it. I hope the people watching my stuff are appreciating that it's not like this anymore and you have a way better life. I do.